Hello again and welcome to another Carboot Hunters with me, Hot Rodney. It's been an absolute bumper month this month and I found some really interesting stuff. Some absolutely belting finds. So we have got a lot to go through. So I'm going to start with all this horrible stuff at the back that the kids absolutely love and I don't particularly like, but I know some people out there do like it. And that's all this Moshi Monster stuff. So I found that Moshi Mall thing there, and this woman wanted £2 for that. And there was a tree house at the back there, and I didn't particularly want that. But at the weekend I went to a Carboot sale, and this woman had loads and loads of stuff on her store that was not just this kind of thing, had Doctor Who things and Star Wars, and there were Transformers on there. And I actually went up to her and I just got hold of her arm and I just said, "We're going to be spending a lot of money with you, you know that, don't you?" So she laughed, and the kids were with me as well, so we had a really good time. And the kids were buying moshes at 20p each, and at the end she says, "Do you want this tree house thing?" And I said, "Not particularly." And she went, "Come on, take it. You can have it for £1." So we took that for £1, and the kid and one of my kids wanted this for Christmas, but now we had it for that for £1, that for £2, and a ridiculous amount of moshes for like 20p each. So, moving on swiftly, I'll go through all the other things that we've picked up this month. Picked up a Batman figure, a really cool one actually. I don't see some Batman figures, but this one's like a knight one with the orange and nice cape on the back. He was 25p out of a tub. And also picked up a Darth Vader Lego thingy, which actually has the lights on them. I think that was £1, and I've seen these in the shop and they're quite expensive. So Darth Vader Lego figure, rather nice. One of the things that we got that I despise, but this woman basically gave it us for next to nothing. I think I actually agreed on getting this because over the other things that I bought, because she had some Transformers, and I bought the Transformer. She says, "This one's Transformer too," and I said, "It's not. I said, it's a Power Ranger." But she says, "Well, do you want to have it for?" I think I ended up picking it up for, I think it was like 50p, and it does transform into something. I haven't actually played with it yet because I don't like Power Rangers. They're rubbish. Let's go on to the next thing that I found, which was a vintage Action Force figure. I've already told my man about this, John 35, and he is going to take this off me. I'm going to keep an eye on a few other things for him to put in a little package. When I get enough things together, I'm going to send them off to him. So it's like a little deep sea diver. Let's actually see him. Let me actually get his face in there if it's going to let me focus. Come on, please focus. This new camera that I've got, by the way, is terrible for focusing. It's not very. It's all right about that distance, but that's about your limit. So yeah, little deep sea diver from the 70s, early 80s, late 70s, something like that. That was 20p, which is always good. Then I will move on to our Star Wars pickups. So I picked up one of General Grievous's men, have like a cloak and like a little batony thing. He was 20p. And while I'm talking about him, I might as well show you I got General Grievous as well at the same time. I said to a guy on the store when I saw this, I said, "How much is that, mate?" And he went, "How much is what?" And I said, "Star Wars figures." And he went, "Well, that depends." I went, "Depends on what?" He says, "Well, it depends on which ones you pick up." And he started getting on my tits now at this point. And I went, "Mate, how much for this figure?" held it basically like this in his face, and he went, "Oh, you can have that for now." So that was free. So that was good. There was a Luke Skywalker. Got very strange little legs on him. Don't particularly like this one. And did have the lightsaber for this, but I don't know where it's gone. A lot of the weapons that we had for these guys have disappeared. They'll turn up again. 20p. And out of the 20p tub as well, there was a Count Dooku. Count Dooku. He was 20p. And also in there was Yoda. And I'm going to start doing impressions because they're dreadful. 20p. And in there was, oh, this actually wasn't 20p. This was 50p. But it was. I'm starting to get into picking up these Star Wars ones now because they are rather nice. So yeah, another Star Wars one there. 50p. A clone trooper with the blue. He was 20p. I don't think he might have been less than that. It might have been 10p in like a 10p tub. A rather nice version of a clone trooper. It's amazing actually how you can get some really good ones and really bad ones. So like look at these two. This one here and then this one. I think this one's a bit earlier, this one, and it's much better than this one. This one's just crap. So this one here, he was out of another tub. I think he was 20p as well. Then going on to the good stuff. So you have here it's just a normal stormtrooper, but he's got all this like stuff on his back still, like a backpack thing. He was 50p, but it was worth it. It was in good nick, so we decided to have him. And another stormtrooper. He was also 50p. But the reason I like him is because he's got a removable helmet, and amazingly, he all stayed together. And he's got a gun. And there was some other guns, like I say, but I don't know where they've gone to. So, yeah. And last but not least, out of the Star Wars ones was a Death Star guy. Him that stands with the bit that's got no handrail. And then they've got like, and then the thing going off in the background. He must have a really shit job all day, just having to put up with that. So he was 20p as well. Okay, moving on. We will go on to... I found some vintage... I'm sorry, I always put my finger in front of the camera. I must apologise for this. Some vintage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or, as they were known in the UK, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, because being a ninja is bad. So these have actually got the date on the back of them. What are they? 1988. Here's, so we've got there, I believe, is orange, so that would make him Michelangelo. He was in a bit of a lot with this guy as well. Now, how much I got these for, I'll explain later, because I got quite a decent deal earlier on. I'll tell you exactly what happened. So I got Raphael and Michelangelo, and I'll just put those there for now. Also in the same lot was a few Masters of the Universe toys. Managed to find a Hordak, is it? I'm not a massive fan of Masters of the Universe, but I came across these and they were very, very cheap. So got a Hordak, and he's got his chest plate on still, and give him a bit of a clean up, and they are in rather good condition, all things considered. Say they are really, really early toys. And at the same time was Evil Lynn, which is the most inoffensive evil lady name ever. Evil Lynn. She's very yellow, but she's in fantastic condition as well. She was in the same lot as that as well. And there was Skeletor. Skeletor is in fab condition. Really, really nice. Original 80s vintage Skeletor. No weapons or anything. But like I say, when you hear how much it was, you're not going to believe it. And you can't get Master of the Universe without getting the old He-Man himself. The old buff boy. So, all those were all in the same lot together with these two guys. Now, these two guys I was going to have as my gem of the month, but I always do my Doctor Who last, so I'm not gonna change my tradition. I'm going to carry on doing my my last off Doctor Who things. So, just to explain all these, where these things came from, I went to a jumble sale that's very, very close to where I live, and in this jumble sale, they have a big garage at the back of this thing. And I've noticed them open up this garage quite a few times, and it was full of toys in there, and I was like, dear God, I can't believe the amount of stuff. I know for a fact that there's some built-in things in there. There's definitely going to be some Transformers in there, there's definitely going to be a load of action figures in there. And I managed to drag, with moving some stuff to one side, I managed to drag like just one tub out of this big garage out. And sticking out of that tub were legs like this. I'll just show you like that. And I thought to myself, ooh, action figures. So I pulled out this thing here and another guy, and then I managed to pull out all these guys that were all sat next to it, and the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtle things. So basically, I filled my arms with all these action figures here, and these two guys here, which I will do next. Now, the first one that I found was a Captain Kirk doll with nice little clothing on and all the rest of it, and in relatively good condition to say the actual age of these things. These are proper vintage Star Trek, the original series. Good face, actually. Pretty good face. Captain's log. So, I found him. And I found lying right next to him his old mate, Spock, which again, fantastic condition, really good face on them, all the clothes, still got his little insignia thing on his little jersey, and yeah, I was like, ooh, they look like they could be worth some money. I've forgotten what make they are. They're a very particular brand of Star Trek figure. So, like I say, I found those, all these, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all those kind of things there, all that big group there that you see of all the vintage stuff. Filled up my arms, and I went to the guy, how much for all this lot, mate? And he said, £1. So I got all that for £1. Poo fell from my body. You wouldn't believe how happy I was. Like, okay, yeah, no problem. So, yes, I'm going to see if... well, actually, I was going to put them on Evil Bay. But if anybody wants to trade any of these, because I'm not a massive collector of Masters of the Universe and Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles and these Star Trek figures. But if anybody wants to trade anything, drop me a line, because all these are up for trade. So I'll put them to one side for now. Put them back there. And I'll go on to another Master of the Universe one that I picked up, that I found in a tub, and I thought I might as well pick that up, which was Leech. Is it Leech? And this is really good, actually. Actually, the little mechanism that suckers onto things is still in good working order. So yeah, he was another 20p toy. Moving on to the last part of my video, I'm going to do the Doctor Who stuff that I picked up this month. Starting off with this monstrous thing, which is a full-size Cyberman head thing. That's all got nice... That Cyberman will take humanity by force. That the human race will be upgraded. So it does all like these different voice things. And also when you actually press the middle one and you talk, it actually turns your voice into a Cyberman voice. This was, how much was it? £2.50 from a charity shop, which I'm really chuffed with, and the kids really like it. Right, moving on to the other ones that I picked up Doctor Who wise. I also found a Face of Bo. Face of Bo was, I think he was £2. So I'm starting to get down to the I've got loads and loads of Doctor Who stuff now, and the ones I haven't got, because I keep coming across the stuff that I have got, and the stuff I haven't got ends up being a little bit more expensive, but occasionally still can pick them up for quite cheaply, as you'll see in a second. A non-Doctor Who figure, but one that I always put with the collection are the Primeval figures. So picked up the one here, which is not Armstrong, the guy thingy Miller. Forgotten his name. Anyway, he's not a Doctor Who one, so he can go there with the rest of them. I'll put the Doctor Who stuff there. Oh, right, okay. So we found yet another. Another Dalek with a remote control. This one was £1, which is quite good, but he's got a tiny bit of damage on the top of it. He's got one of his little lights missing. But £1 for a Dalek that's in working order, pretty good. And it was boxed as well, so that's pretty sound. I also found another Dalek that I haven't got, which is a Dalek with a like a claw thing going on. It's got like a different colour on the bottom. So if you look at and show you, try and compare the colours. I know the light's not great in here. I'm very sorry about this, but he's like a different style. It's got like this different skirt on the bottom, different claw. He's rather nice. Now he came with this thing here, which I believe is the Genesis arc. I remember rightly. From the episode with the Cybermen and the Daleks. Now you can put a Dalek inside this thing here, and then I don't know why you put him in there, because he doesn't actually fit in there properly without taking off all this plunger and his gun and all the rest of it. But that's the Dalek and the Genesis arc. I went to a guy and I says, how much for that? And he says £1. And I thought, and he went, oh, it comes with that as well. So I actually could have just given him £1 for that, because I haven't got that Dalek, but I got them like for 50p each, so that's pretty good. I will do a top 3 of my favourite ones of the month, because we've had a bit of a Cyberman explosion this month. I found an action figure, huge Cyberman toy, which is rather nice, fully articulated. It's got like articulated arms and a pointy finger. Delete. And he's also got a different crest on his chest, because he's got the black things on his head, which means he's the leader of the Cybermen, I believe. So I'll put him next to the big Cyberman head. Anyway, going on to my top 3 Doctor Who purchases of the month. I will go in at number 3. We got Strax, is it? One of the Centaurs. Oh God, I always get them mixed up. I know one of you guys out there that watch the Doctor Who videos will tell me exactly who it is. He's got a rather nice face. He's rather nice. He was 50p off of somebody's store, which I was very chuffed with. Also, for £1, I got just the other day, yesterday in fact, a Shadow Proclamation. Oh, follow me, I've forgotten what they're bloody called now. The one that's like a big rhino thing. I just can't actually see it properly, because it's rather nice detail, but it's very, very black, and there's not much light in here, so I'll just do a little bit of so you can see for yourself. Rather nice. No weapons on this guy, but pretty good for £1. Here you go. He can go in the collection as well. And my favourite one of the month, which is absolutely fantastic. And it was one of them that when you pick it up, when you first get it, you play with it and you think, oh, that's good, yeah, it's a nice little toy, that. And then all of a sudden it did something, and I went, oh, I didn't know it did that. Which is the clockwork robots that from the episode Girl in the Fireplace. And it had like a little weapon thing that was already in his arm, so I thought, oh, that's good. And the detail on this thing is fantastic. It's got a beautiful coat, really, really beautiful, like gold trim on it and everything, and in the best condition. And when I got it home, I was just looking at it, and I just went I just fiddled with its head and went, oh. And underneath, it's actually got the clockwork head, and inside it, it's clear, and you can actually see the mechanism inside. Absolutely fantastic. Really, 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 really nice toy. So this one goes in pride of place as my new favourite villain on the Doctor Who collection. I'm going to have to do a proper Doctor Who collection video soon, because it's getting vast. It's getting really, really good. So, that's my haul for the month. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, press like. If you want to subscribe and see more, press subscribe. I want you to go out there and go to Carboot sales. I want you to have a great time. Enjoy yourself out there and be very, very nice to each other. See you later. Bye-bye.